was one of the main motives for trying to kill so many of us. And, you know, we really think that someday we're going to magically kill off everyone who was ever down with Saddam Hussein or uttered a thought that was pro-Bin Laden or pro-Al-Qaeda. What will their kids be like? What will their kids be like? I mean, it's bad enough having all these people dropping out of university or whatever in Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Syria and other places and dedicating themselves to jihad and trying to kill some white infidels in Iraq. But what about the others who decided to play it cool, committed themselves to the same sort of act of revenge, but are willing to take their time and enroll in universities in the United States and or Canada, or take some high-tech jobs or something like that and stay a little while, months, years, and then one day when they find, yeah, I'm living pretty good, I'm never going to forget what was done to my people, and I've got Super Bowl tickets. Or I'm going to strap on the dynamite and try it on down to the gay pride parade and blow up a bunch of infidels, and they're not even going to search me, so I know I can get away with it. There was even a case in Russia where a Chechen female suicide bomber blew herself up at a rock concert, killing another dozen or more people, taking them with her. Not exactly the kind of world I want to live in. Another scary statistic that doesn't get much play, we have the troop death toll, but what about the wounded toll? Can't even agree in the government whether it's 20,000 or 40,000, but either way, that is a lot of people. Maybe a scarier statistic was the one the Pentagon released in about May of 2004, about a year into the war. Number of troops sent home due to injury or illness, 29,000. And this is not people who stubbed their toe or caught the sniffles or something. These are people who are getting their arms blown off, their legs blown off, shot through in the body, or even if the Kevlar protects you from the roadside bomb, it's not going to protect your face. So as people are being blinded, having their lower jaws blown off, things like that, paralysis, blindness, you name it. And more recently, the Pentagon admitted that 16,000 troops in the first 3 years of this war have come back with serious brain injuries, serious permanent brain damage and all. And of course, the illness in this case is actually Gulf War syndrome, which still doesn't officially exist according to the Pentagon scientific community, but you know, we all know it does, and people coming back from Gulf War #1 and finding they can't sleep, they can't concentrate, they got double vision, they're spazzing, pain head to toe, sometimes birth defects or cancer or mental illness. And now they're finally acknowledging, well, maybe not the officials are, but a lot of science studies are pointing to a source of Gulf War syndrome, that of all people to use dirty bombs, it's us in Iraq. In Gulf War #1, shells coated with depleted uranium. Sure, it hardens them to the point where they'll go right through the armor of a tank, blow it up from the inside, but then what have you got left? Radiation, which might explain why the cancer rate in southern Iraq went up 700% after Gulf War #1. And then we thought, oh, this works so good, we're going to use them in Kosovo, too. Hey, Kosovars, come on back. We got rid of Milosevic and his butchers and left your land happily aglow. And of course, we're using depleted uranium this time all over the place. And the net result being, well, we don't know what we're going to get from this war yet, but here's a scary statistic from Gulf War #1. Of the 550,000 U.S. soldiers sent to Gulf War #1, how many are living on disability now, permanent disability? 325,000. Over half. And that war was over in less than 2 months. This time we've been there 3.5 years. What's going to happen to everybody now? So if you do have relatives or people who you love in the States, or even people up here who are in the military or thinking of joining up, now might be the time to do whatever it takes to convince them to get the hell out of there. And luckily, some other people are doing that in the United States. There's actually a network of high school students now called the Yaya Network, Youth Activist Youth Alliance, who show up for the specific purpose of countering military recruiters who show up on campus, set up their table in their smart dress uniforms and all these brochures about the great job training you're going to get, and oh, we're going to pay for your college and all that. And then they set up their own table and they have literature probably from the War Resisters League and Central Committees for Conscientious Objectors and others, and just start passing those out. And sure enough, recruiting is going down, 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 down.